Hello guys, and welcome to another GA flying video. Today we are in Canada, in British Columbia, in Bella Coola. This is a mission from the mission hub from Miltech. Last time I have shown you my mission. This time it's a mission downloaded from the internet, specifically in this case from the Discord of Miltech. And as I said in one of my prior videos, it's called Virus Outbreak. I think, something with virus, and it was like sounding very interesting from the description. And I decided to use it to show you the CowanSim Bell 206L3, I guess. So the long version of the Jet Ranger, so the Long Ranger. It's the first time that this helicopter appears on my channel, and I hope this will be interesting for you. I don't really know how the mission looks like, but I have seen, well, one opinion seems to be really good, but there might be like some traveling back and forth, so I will probably cut the video when nothing interesting will happen. Okay, and with this, I think we can go inside. Let me just use the correct hotkey here. So, beautiful terrain here. This is a standard custom airport, right? Bella Coola was provided by Asobo. So I also recommend you to check it out because really looks great. Okay, and with this you can start. Here down is on, right? So battery down is on. Okay, there is also like an option with modern avionics, but I do prefer to use those. And we can pretty much start. This should start moving. Okay, and let's add some fuel. It needs to reach around 10-12%. Okay, there's always a hot start here, not sure why, but it's like very short, so maybe it's expected. Sadly, the manual is mostly like key bindings. Oh nice, the sun is coming in over the mountains. Yeah, the helicopter has pretty nice sounds. Okay. Seems like we can add some more power. Okay, and it's already in the green band. Yeah. So we don't need to use those, right? Like in other helicopters to bring it into the green. If it's realistic or not, I'm not sure. Okay, so generator on, down, avionics on, down, and maybe the heat also on. In this case, pitot heat, right? Okay, let's wait for everything to start. We can also turn on the landing lights. And let's take a look outside. We can use the cinematic camera. Okay, so a lot of the stuff that you're seeing here was added by the mission, right? Okay. And I will just show you the description of the introduction to the mission, just so I don't forget the stabilization, because this helicopter is very unstable. It might be the most difficult ones of the ones that I own. Okay, description here. Okay, so here we have the heading and the distance, and we can pretty much start. I've changed the sensitivity settings for the helicopter like 3 times and I'm still not ready, so let's hope that we will not crash. We can reduce the sound a little bit, and we can, oops, sorry, too many views. And with this, I think you can slowly start. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's not paused, because there is no like a bug with the Miltech hub. That when it's started cold and dark, sometimes it doesn't work, plus the flight is... No, it works, okay. So let's not mess up anyone on the ground, and we can start. Okay, let me make sure we are flying in the right direction. Yes, right. It's 250, which is kind of here. So let's deliver those doctors, right, to this town. Let me just show you what we have inside. We have a very handsome doctor, okay? And there are also two additional ones. We will see them once I turn on the autopilot. Let's not crash into anything now. Okay, let us gain some height. So in general, when the helicopter starts flying, it's not so bad. The only thing that I have a problem with is like tilting it up and down, because I need lots and lots of joystick input in my case, right? And it might make sense if you look at how it's built, right? So once I use the autopilot, I will show you what I mean. I can just change the heading back. Once again, pretty slow. Oh, come on. Developers really hate people. Why is it not faster? Okay. Now it's fine. So we can go both heading mode and altitude hold mode. So this is a new function in CowanSim helicopters. They have now introduced those autopilots to all of their planes, or the ones that have them like in real life, right? And with this, we can just steer with heading. Okay. Let me just show you some outside views. We are getting a little bit too fast. Yeah, all of the standard views are pretty far away, so I've made some of my own. Yeah, so what I mean with this is that it's pretty long, but at the same time pretty thin, and also like pretty high, right? So it's not like a small ball like the 500 from Takeoff that is very agile. With this one, both to the sides, like tilting it to the sides and tilting it like forward and backwards, is requiring a lot of pressure. But at the same time, when I'm like changing the sensitivity curves, then it doesn't feel natural, right? So I haven't like found the perfect setting yet. Let us take a look. So we are close to the red, but we are saving lives. This is okay. Green, 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 green. This is nice. So one thing that like my sim is doing, and is kind of strange, is, well, not now, if we will have some sun, that every time that the propeller is like swooshing above, then the shadows here are kind of introducing some noise into the textures. So maybe it's the same with every helicopter, it's just here we have them exactly above, right? Maybe you will see in a second once we like fly into the light. Yeah, but like in general, it's the Jet Ranger, right? It's probably like most famous helicopter from all of those American films. And the nice thing is that, like always with CowanSim, they have added lots and lots of different liveries, right? So in this case, the one that we have now is, let me try to find the correct binding. So this is the Canadian Mounted Police, right? So it's like this unit that helps out in all of those like small communities in the mountains. And this is pretty much exactly what we will be doing. So maybe let's talk about the autopilot modes. But first, let me make sure. So 250 and we are at 240. So we kind of need to go to the right, but just slightly, right? So we don't need to adjust it. So when we are on Alt, right, on altitude hold, then adding and subtracting collective will change the speed. It's not like very precise because it's like not used for this exactly, but this is kind of what will happen. So now I'm reducing the collective, and you can see that it will slowly be losing speed. Okay, but once again there can be like a wind blow, anything like around you can change, and then it might like accelerate instead of going down, right? So it's not a speed mode, but it will kind of lead to changing the speed, right? And when I will be adding collective, then after some time, after it settles in, it will increase the speed. Okay. And now there is a second one, which is called speed. Okay, it's holding the speed. So it should try to hold the current speed at around 130, I think, or is it 25? Well, not important. But now when I'm adding collective, it should raise the altitude. And once again, not always, it depends on what is going on, but this is kind of what you can expect. So despite it not really having many autopilot modes, you can use the modes that are there to pretty much adjust everything that you like during the flight. Okay, let's try a flyby view. Yeah, that was not very exciting. Let's try it again. Yeah, okay, so the flyby sound is not the best. Okay. Yeah, but the views are. So here are our doctors. Okay, let's just do altitude again, because we are high enough. And let's reduce the collective a little bit. So I really like the view outside. Let me just do head tracking. So the view is great, especially after like flying something like the MH60. You can really appreciate it, that you can see what you're doing. Okay. I guess I can turn off the landing lights now. So when it comes to those special options, right? So the passengers and also the stuff that you have outside. Let me just try it. Like a nice view. So this, for example, those floats. So everything can be adjusted in game with the weight menu. Okay. So here you have the different things, passengers. If you want to change it into the magical configuration, then you need to add 400 pounds here, right? Baggage is the same, spray kit the same. You just have to add the weight here. If you are wondering how I'm having this this UI in 2024, this is a mod from GutFriends. You can get it like for free from their website. And I like to use it with aircraft that are not 2024 native, because most of the time it's more convenient to use the old view with them. That saying, let me just go back to the cockpit. You can also use the standard one, not here. Will it be under cargo? Yeah, and here you have also wire cutters, and you can edit here. But it's kind of looks goofy. I do prefer this old view. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so it's somewhere there. Yeah, the view is really nice. Yeah, I like that you can see the inside of the engine here pretty nicely now. Yeah, other than this, the model itself is nothing special, but it just looks good, right? I would say it's like a good quality, not as good as the newest releases, but still pretty fine. And also this helicopter is often discounted during all possible sales, right? So you can get it really, really cheap if you want to fly like a Jet Ranger. There is also like a second bell, a spyware. Is it 206 or 207? I think it's 206. That has much deeper system simulation, but I've heard really mixed reviews about like the flight model, that it's like more challenging than realistic. But it's much harder to fly than the real thing. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not, I don't know. For sure, I like that this one has the autopilot here, because I do like flying helicopters by hand, but sometimes you just also want to like do some sightseeing in a more relaxed way. And with this, as you can see, you can pretty much adjust everything, right? Speed, altitude, heading, so you can do whatever you need. And with this, I think I will make a cut, and I will see you in those like 20 miles, and we will see what will happen there. Okay, and welcome back. It seems like we are close to our destination. You can see it on the right side above, right? Only 1 mile, pretty much ahead of us. So I'm just assuming that what we have before us is this like small community. So let's just fly closer very gently, because as I said, this one is pretty challenging for me. Especially tilting to the sides is really tricky. Okay, so let's look for a place to land. Okay, so we can see the distance is getting smaller and smaller. So we can just start descending slowly. I will reduce the speed a little bit. The trim is working pretty nicely on this one, although like with all CowanSim helicopters, I don't think there is like a trim reset, right? So if you trim it up and then want to go back to neutral, this is pretty challenging. I can see some, I think, custom vehicles. They seem to be only slightly backed, right? As you can see, they are jumping around. Okay, and we can see that the distance is really small now. Okay, let's not land on water. Let's maybe land close to those. I'm now making the tiniest of movements because I'm really afraid of this helicopter. Okay. Unload stuff and equipment. Whew. Sweaty flying like always with helicopters. Oh. Some nice sun shining through. As I said, the model was pretty nice, especially for the money. I don't really remember how much I paid, but it was like one of the cheapest add-ons that I had, and also I bought it during the sale, right? I think it's for the money, it's great, and also I always wanted to like own a Jet Ranger, right? Because I was also flying it in Simcopter. It's a very old game, but like most of the passions for helicopters comes from there, right? There was also a Dolphin that I think Takeoff is working on now, so I cannot wait for it. We will see how good it will be in the end. And they just said that the 500 was kind of like training for a more complicated helicopter like the Dolphin, right? So with the 500 being so great, I cannot wait to see what they do with the Dolphin. I have seen the models, right? They are publishing screens all of the time, but I'm just wondering how the systems will be. Okay, so we can take off again. Yeah, this is... I would suspect that maybe this was designed for 2020, because in 2020 I think we don't have those rocks, right? And in 2024 those rocks are being generated on rocky ground. Either way, let me think about... This is exactly the problem that I have, that I cannot reset the trim for takeoff, because I don't remember how many times I have clicked the trim and in what direction, right? So I don't know how to reset it, because rotor trim reset that works for other developers doesn't work for CowanSim, because they have it bound to force trim. Okay? So either way, let's try. Yeah, I think I had aft trim here. Okay, let's not run into the trees. and now we can fly back. I'm just wondering what the next missions will be, because it's like a five-part campaign, right? And I would just expect that the first mission is just like a warm-up, but the next one will probably have really interesting scenarios. So we will see. Okay, so I need 070. Let me just do head tracking so I can see where is 070. It's pretty much there. Okay, so let's try it. And once again, if this will be only traveling there, I will just see you once we'll be close to the landing. Okay? If there will be anything appearing interesting during the flight, then we will cut to the moment. Okay, so see you. Okay guys, and we are back on the final approach to the city. Obviously I got lost. Let me just show you. There is actually a GPS, but I wanted to use those, and I used this turn instead of using this turn. That's saying you can safely assume that like the police here would have the maps, right? So it shouldn't be a problem to use it. Okay, I think I can take over now. Let me just retrim it, because we almost stopped. And once you get slow with this one, then you will get a lot of like yaw to the left, right? So I'm using lots and lots of right rudder pedal. Some beautiful views. So I don't think today we will be having time to also check out the next mission, but like for sure I will want to do the whole campaign. I guess I will just like divide those episodes and like publish them between other videos, so it will be more interesting. But for sure I will want to check out everything. Even if the story will not be fascinating, then just for the views here and for flying this helicopter, which I really enjoy, I think it will be worth it. And the view is really awesome. I'm also wondering if this would be like a normal story about virus, like very realistic, or if it will be like more like an action movie. We will see. This is the perfect helicopter for it. there is some nice detail here with those fallen logs. In general, I think I was flying here after the big update that has introduced like this airport as a custom airport, but I think I only checked it out shortly, right, without really using it or anything, so this is something that I think might be really fun now. I really need to get used to not having trim reset, because actually in the S76 from CowanSim there is a trim reset just in one of the modes, like actually in the mode that is no mode, right, if you turn it off. But here you pretty much need SAS, right, you need the augmentation to be able to trim, but as far as I know there is no way to get rid of the trim then, so you kind of need to remember how much you have applied, or maybe you are good enough to just feel it, right? I'm not. Some very nice custom buildings. I just love getting stuff for free from Asobos. I'm always excited. Yeah, nice. Must be great to live here with those views. Although the weather is probably also crazy. It probably only looks like this, and then in reality you never see anything because of the clouds. I think this is where we have started here on this grass field. Okay. Well, that was a clunker at the end, but I guess the touchdown itself was pretty soft. Probably because the earth is uneven here. Yeah, okay, no excuses, okay? But it was a safe landing. Okay, guys, so as I said, the next episodes will be in the next parts of the videos, but I for sure will want to do the whole campaign. And I had a lot of fun flying this helicopter. Let me just get a nice view of it. Can you get a nice view of it? Yeah, okay, more or less. But either way, thank you for watching, and see you in future GA flying videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.